peace that comes from communion with the dead now, and the peace that comes from reading or communing with dispraised religious creeds. The pieces that I'm going to read to you today are as a result of that kind of peace that recently I've experienced from communing with poets and from an incredible text that I read over the summer, the Nag Hammadi. James, I think I'll need you for this reading. Could I ask for your services?
What's that?
The poet that I've lately been communing with is Jack Spicer. Once every 20 years or so, you encounter a poet. After when you're never the same. Jack Spicer was that kind of experience for me. So I wrote some poetry with Jack. James will read Jack's lines that I took from My Vocabulary Did This to Me, and I've written to those lines of Jack's, and that sort of communing with Jack Spicer would never have been possible without reading Jack Spicer. It's hard to describe it. I hope my poetry will make that clear. I will read either my big one, and I'll need you to read this one. Okay. A poem Jack Spicer and I wrote together to commemorate April 1, 1955, which is exactly 1 month before I was born.
You only have the right to piss in the fountain if you are beautiful.
It's me at the back of a wet pink call, sad-eyed as Jack, full of rabbit tricks today.
The lights are out.
And shinnying up the rusty laundry pole to build a sun over Baywater.
Believe the birds.
I tried to the topmost of sky to be crow and upend the twig, waters between us.
Time does not finish a poem.
Crows always slacken like that, a little, and tear for the salmon-eyed kid.
The sounds there offshore, faint and short.
I still need you.
One more Jack Spicer.
One more Jack Spicer.
Okay.
And this one I've entitled, What It Feels Like to Be a Canadian Ghost, again with Jack.
What is seen in the distance when the murmurings of some defeated ideas or lives or even dreams are suddenly manifest? A ghost. Your life does not count.
Even if I can number among the defeated, not just the idea, but Gary's receding grave of Christmas past, filled with glass, and squat to the head till I lilt into Main Street, soft step here, and veiny softness there, a gosling's quiet step to the lakes and back, and to my secret Sam in acrylic mitts, smiling through the lens.
Everything is fixed to a point.
Like soft shoe over bridges, through alleys and to a lake and back, waterless fountain at the park, or the exact grainy spot he stood on. And I consigned to dear space, Gary's most of all. Ecstatic, I consigned anything as delicate as that, and his mostly because of his gosling step.
Give up.
Wish I could, for his dear sake. The dead don't hang light on me like they used to. Scarborough Fair, in particular, can't make a 60s sage garden die anymore, not even in song. Space between us a matter of gray evening and stolen child plants or whatnots tamped down at dusk.
The very words I write do not purify.
But again, I thought at that very spot stepped the gosling boy, purity. And without the math, knew something last, and that space really could love him too. It wouldn't leave him receding like that. A matter of a stolen lily, and the lake he wouldn't have so much as thought of soiling were it even a popsicle stick, could love him too.
Love makes the discovery, wisdom abandons.
Yes, it does, after the act.
I give you my imaginary hand, and you give me your imaginary hand, and we walk together in imagination over the earthly ground. Oh, it's a great privilege to be Jack Spicer for an afternoon.
My final piece is a poetry of Gnosis inspired by my reading of the Nag Hammadi. I hope I pronounced that correctly. The epigraph to my response to this incredible text is from Basil Bunting. Follow the clue patiently and you will understand nothing. Seth says, she's the unimpressionable ever diffused wildly in wrong lights, and brightly as the worm who worms into the wrong-wheeled lights, sowing the leprous song of men's hearts, and surfeited as worms in the wrong unimaginable lights, and the empty, forlorn flower gardens too, is Sophia, who's never one to tell the inconstant and wrong-headed souls they've been trampled in the unwise night of earth and entwined at its airy ends. Nor that star airy night can rile the wise, and who says the heart's a niche for nettles that the aeons recoil from unimaginable how, and that it lisps till it's dark and queens the uninquisitive who like to ease into the cattail mud, lazy and proud, and whose shield is more of the same insensate nights. Sophia, who says all this, never one to rise nor start too lightly, and rather blames the scent of day for the abyssal nights, not liking to rise dunged in all this abyssal heat of nights, emptied and out-emptying like all the poor flowerless, the poor starless who coil out of dark inscrutable mud, aeons, aeons, boring into the sky's derisory mouth and maddening all the rest, quick-eyed are and just till Sophia riles them without pity. Hair of gristly snow, hymns sure of this agile incongruous owl Vintrix claw deep into mud, and her pitiless falling limbs unking the dark and scatter all its seed. Gelid-eyed Vintrix, who disembowels deep to make the archons shriek and the angels sleep. Barbelo Adamas and scatters tansy over their bones, or stands 24 hours round them, the gelid bones and windpipes and archons lying in twitch grass, and 24 more shrieking, or sits double stars high in cahoots with the swelling all, high over the grasses, a dying half-voiced song from the leprous lights, unlinked by the all and chorusing moodily over their windpipes. Thank you very much.